Before World War I began, Europe was a powder keg of political tensions and alliances. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary on June 28, 1914, by a Serbian nationalist set off a chain reaction. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, and within weeks, the major powers of Europe were drawn into the conflict due to a complex web of alliances. On July 28, 1914, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, leading to a rapid escalation. Germany supported Austria-Hungary, while Russia mobilized in defense of Serbia. Germany then declared war on Russia and its ally, France. When German troops violated Belgium's neutrality, Britain declared war on Germany on August 4, 1914. By late 1914, the Western Front had become a deadly stalemate. The Germans advanced through Belgium and northern France, but were stopped at the First Battle of the Marne. Both sides dug extensive trench systems, leading to a brutal war of attrition. The front stretched from the North Sea to the Swiss border, with neither side gaining significant ground. The Eastern Front saw massive clashes between Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Russia. Early battles like Tannenberg and the Masurian Lakes were disastrous for Russia. Despite initial setbacks, Russia launched several offensives, but was hampered by poor logistics and leadership. The vast distances and harsh conditions added to the suffering of the soldiers. Naval warfare played a crucial role in World War I. The British Royal Navy blockaded Germany, leading to severe shortages. The Germans used U-boats to attack Allied shipping, introducing unrestricted submarine warfare. The sinking of the Lusitania in 1915, which killed 1,198 people including 128 Americans, stirred international outrage and brought the US closer to entering the war. World War I saw the introduction of new weapons and technologies. Machine guns, poison gas, tanks, and aircraft changed the nature of warfare. The Battle of the Somme in 1916 saw the first use of tanks. Airplanes evolved from reconnaissance roles to fighters and bombers, adding a new dimension to the conflict. In 1915, the Allies launched the Gallipoli campaign to secure a sea route to Russia. The campaign aimed to capture the Ottoman capital of Constantinople. The landings at Gallipoli were met with fierce resistance, and the campaign turned into a costly stalemate. By January 1916, the Allies evacuated after suffering heavy casualties. The war effort extended beyond the battlefield. Governments mobilized entire economies, leading to rationing and labor shortages. Women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers, taking on roles traditionally held by men. Propaganda was used to maintain public support and morale. The home front was essential to sustaining the war effort. The Battle of Verdun, fought from February to December 1916, was one of the longest and most devastating battles of World War I. The Germans aimed to bleed France white by attacking the fortified region of Verdun. The French, under General Philippe Pétain, held their ground despite immense losses. The battle resulted in over 700,000 casualties without a decisive victory. The Battle of the Somme, from July to November 1916, was one of the bloodiest battles in history. The Allies launched the offensive to relieve pressure on Verdun. The first day alone saw nearly 60,000 British casualties. Despite small territorial gains, the battle exemplified the brutal nature of trench warfare and resulted in over 1 million casualties. By 1917, Russia was facing immense hardships due to the war. The February Revolution led to the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II and the establishment of a provisional government. However, continued war failures and internal strife led to the October Revolution, where the Bolsheviks, led by Lenin, seized power and later negotiated peace with Germany, exiting the war in early 1918. The United States initially remained neutral, but German unrestricted submarine warfare and the Zimmermann Telegram, which proposed a German-Mexican alliance, pushed the US to declare war on Germany on April 6, 1917. American troops, known as the American Expeditionary Forces, began arriving in Europe, providing a much-needed boost to the Allied forces. In early 1918, Germany launched the Spring Offensive, a series of attacks aimed at breaking the Allied lines before American forces could fully deploy. Initially successful, the offensives eventually faltered due to logistical issues and fierce Allied resistance. The Allies then launched their own counteroffensives, marking the beginning of the end for Germany. The 100 Days Offensive, from August to November 1918, was a series of relentless Allied attacks that pushed German forces back. Led by the British, French, and Americans, the offensive marked the final phase of World War I. The Allies recaptured significant territory, leading to the eventual collapse of German morale and military effectiveness. On November 11, 1918, an armistice was signed, ending the fighting on the Western Front. The Treaty of Versailles, signed on June 28, 1919, imposed harsh penalties on Germany, including territorial losses, military restrictions, and reparations. The treaty's terms sowed the seeds of discontent that would later contribute to World War II. The aftermath of World War I saw the redrawing of national boundaries and the collapse of empires like Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, German, and Russian. The League of Nations was established to prevent future conflicts, though it ultimately failed. The war left deep scars, with millions dead and wounded, and its legacy shaped the geopolitical landscape of the 20th century. Thanks for joining us for 60 Seconds of History. Stay tuned for more quick dives into the past,